Welcome back. It is Just for Kicks, all about soccer. This is it. We are in the home stretch of, Rhode Island, FC. They made it to the playoffs, David. How about that, right? This is exciting. We're going to be talking about that. It's going to be a quick show today
Yep.
because Mr. David Borts has an important meeting at 7 o'clock, and we are not going to be the ones that keeps him from it. So, he has to do this meeting, and so we're gonna play it really quick. It's all about RIFC today, and then we're gonna talk some serious stuff about some issues, and so let's get into this RIFC. Rhode Island is back in the playoffs for year two. How about that? It looked pretty grim at the beginning of the season, let me tell you. Looked pretty grim.
Absolutely.
But they put it together, David. And they put it together with solid defense and goaltending first.
Absolutely. And they're pretty packed up in the back right now. They've added some guys during the year. Interesting enough, they have a big, and I don't mean physically, but damn tall back line. So when the
Yeah.
ball's in the air, that's the one thing they should not get scored on is on headers, and they've got a great goalkeeper. There's just, Koke
Oh,
is a tremendous ball player. And I, in some communication with the people who run the club, told them just be careful because the soccer world is in the off season. Sometimes someone will come by and say, "I want to buy a player." He would be a horrible loss for them, but he's damn good.
I say give him the contract right now as we speak, so that way he doesn't get swallowed up by someone.
Yeah,
You know, I look at this team, and it came into its own probably a week or two after we came back from hiatus
hmm
and started doing the show. Midway through the season, and right now, this is the time where you need guys to step up like they did last year. JJ Williams is right at the top of that list, because he was there last year and he was a big part of what happened.
Oh yeah,
And they need him and Albert Dickwater to score some goals. They need those two to score some goals and set the pace. You got a couple of goals, there's a good chance you win.
yes,
Because you're not scoring on this team lately. Like it's been anemic for offense to be scored on them.
absolutely. Their stats, and we're not looking at them right now, between this year and last year is just a huge difference in goal difference and goals scored.
Yeah,
Some was injury. J.J. Williams was out for a long time, had bad injury. The interesting thing is, our game this past weekend against New Mexico,
yeah,
goal was scored by one of our defenders, Hugo
yep,
Bacharach.
yes,
Interesting quick story is a pretty good friend of mine who was a former vice president of the U.S. Soccer Federation, pretty bigwig in the soccer world, lives in New Mexico. And I'll tell you his name is Mike Edwards. Really good character.
hmm
He was vice president of the U.S. Soccer Federation for probably about 10 years, which meant at the time our president was Sunil Gulati. And when Sunil didn't go on one of those long trips, Mike was traveling everywhere around the world representing U.S. in soccer. Mike's down in New Mexico. And actually, I talked to him before the game because they're playing RAFC last weekend. I said, keep an eye on it. Tell me what you think. And of course, New Mexico beat them. So that's number one. But he did tell me that he said, "Oh, I like that big guy who scored the goal, Hugo Bacharach.
yeah,
And he's a good ball player." And Noah Fuson, another good ball
yes,
player.
yes.
Fuson has got,
Another forward.
yeah. Bacharach's a defender. Big guy in the back, but he's got some really good ball skills.
Yeah,
It was not enough to win the game, but they got to what is basically the next round, and this Saturday is a big match for them. They're playing down in South Carolina. They're playing Charleston Battery.
It's actually on Sunday.
Sunday. That's right. Sorry.
Yeah, Sunday, November 2nd, down in South Carolina, playing
Yep.
Charleston Battery.
Yeah.
The matchup between the two,
Yeah.
Rhode Island has 2 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws against Charleston. So they have the advantage over the Battery, in the 2 years they've been in existence, right?
Yeah.
So I like that. That's good. That shows me that they can take on the big teams, and this is the second seed that they're going up against, and they have a winning record against them.
Yeah. It's a big game.
Yeah, and when you look at the defense, and then you look at those 3 forwards that now we have talked about, if we can get some offense from them in this game, I mean, you get two goals. If 2 of those guys just score 1 goal, I like my chances. I like my chances on that.
Yeah, winning this game maybe moves the next game into the next round, maybe back to Pawtucket.
Yeah,
you
never know, right?
There's a possibility.
There is a possibility,
and which
and look, I mean, we saw this team do it last year in the playoffs.
Yep.
So I don't think it's going to be the pressure that gets to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be that. The other team has to play extremely well for them to beat Rhode Island. Yeah. And that defense and that goaltending is no joke.
Yeah. Hey, Charleston has been around for a long time as a club, too. They have a nice home park. They've got a big fan base, and they have been around for a while. Let's say, nothing negative about RIFC. It's tough, and what they've done in 2 years is spectacular on every level, including administration, management, team, fields. They've been, and Battery is just that they are so well organized, just because they've been in existence, I think, about 18 years now, and they have their own field also.
Yeah, and they went through the whole process of what Rhode Island's going through. But what Rhode Island is doing is really unprecedented. That doesn't happen all the time. When teams form and come into existence, there's always growing pains. And Rhode Island is no different from that. But what they have been able to do is maintain a constant growth, in their gameplay throughout the season. And it only takes a couple of guys to change the fortunes of many. Yeah, and you score a quick goal on Charleston, that could be what makes the game go. They're if they can jump out early in the lead, they are going to be able to really put some pressure on Charleston for the rest of the game, and then they will be the ones that are going to be in a tight spot and feeling tight and needing to score, and then they can make mistakes, and then mistakes lead to other chances. And if they can jump out to that lead, one of those guys has to step up and get on the board early, and from there, I think they can just take it the rest of the way.
Yeah. Now, as I say, if we can get some goals out of the guys who last year were on fire, one of which is, JJ, and the other one is Albert Dickois. Yeah. Those guys, a couple of early goals, one from each, or one, and then another one 20, 25 minutes later would be really, the ebb and tide of this game is there's a lot of, it's emotion. It's emotion.
And that's the key to the game. Yeah. Is those forwards, they need to get a goal. They need to get a goal. Yeah. And get it early, so that way your team can settle in and do what they do best, and that is just stop the opposing offense, and
Yeah.
that's what they do so well, and they tend to come in bunches for this team as well. So, if you can get one, you could probably get a couple more in the game.
Yeah.
And that's the key. And I saw what JJ Williams did last year. Every time I watched the game, it seemed like that guy was just scoring.
Oh yeah.
And that's what he needs to do this year.
I had a good experience last year. I went out and watched them train in one of their training practices out at Bryant, and they were running some drills that were specifically for JJ in terms of where he might score from, and whether it's foot, whether it's head. And it was a lot of fun watching, because obviously it's not a full game, not being defended, but you can see what he's got. And he's got a really nice shot from every angle. He also bends the ball pretty well. He's a great header. He's a real good header.
And he just uses all the tools, right?
Yeah.
You have all these tools in your arsenal, and he uses them.
Yeah.
So you just can't, like, when it comes to offensive players, players tend to have some specialties, right?
Yeah.
He seems to be one of those guys that can do it in all facets.
Yeah.
As long as he's on his game and he's moving around, he's not stationary, because if you're stationary, it's easy to defend. And he's moving around.
Interesting style player, because he's not fast. He's not electric fast.
Right.
And in some ways, it's maybe a bad analogy, but he's always like, I'll give you an analogy that goes way back, and it's not my sport, but it's hockey. Phil Esposito.
Oh, yeah.
Esposito was slow.
Yep.
He was not the best athlete.
Nope.
He knew how to score.
Yeah.
And JJ's good. He's not fast. He knows how to score.
Yeah.
And
he knows where to put himself.
Yeah.
In those scoring areas, and they kind of just like slide away from the players, and they just find themselves open.
Yeah.
And that's what JJ Williams to me is. He is that type of player. It's like you have him, all right, you're defending him, and you see him, and then you look away for a moment, then where is he?
Yeah, true.
He's somewhere else open is where he is.
True.
And that's what they need. They need him to be on point, be where you need to be at the right time. And he has a knack for doing that last year in the playoffs. And some players just have that.
Yeah.
Right? Some players just have it. So look for him. Key of the game is Williams and Dikwa for me. Yeah. I think their defense speaks for itself. Their goaltending speaks for itself. Those two are the keys to this game, because if you can score 2 goals, you're probably winning.
Yeah. And I haven't looked yet, but anybody who's always looking for a soccer match, let's say it's RIFC, real simple. It's the simplest Google search in the world. You put in soccer on TV today.
Yes.
Let it go to its website. It will then provide you with a list of almost every game in the world that's on TV, and just scroll down.
Well,
look for the game you want, and know what channel it's on.
I know what channel it's on.
I assume it's on.
It is going to be 2 p.m.
Yeah.
CBS Sports Network.
Oh, that's right. CBS has got it. So if you don't have CBS Sports, hopefully it's on a regular CBS Sports, or it means it's on Paramount.
You don't have it, come to my house on Sunday. That's all I can tell you. I got it.
You got Paramount.
I got it all. I got it all, David. I got it all. So I'm not going to miss it. I have the soccer ticket that I have like every game known to mankind.
Yeah.
It's all on there.
So you're loaded.
So, I'm loaded. So do that, 2 p.m. Sunday, November 2nd. This coming Sunday, Rhode Island FC going to be in the playoffs, and we're going to be watching it. We're going to be watching and rooting them on. So yeah, there we go. A very exciting time for Rhode Island Soccer.
Yeah. Hey, listen, my hope is it's a win. for a couple of reasons. One, we move forward. Two, we'll have something so we can do a show next week and the week after, keep them going.
Exactly.
And, after that, as the year moves on, besides the only big stuff in soccer that's not real big is maybe some big college soccer. And, MLS, which I'm no longer a convinced fan of MLS, but there'll be an MLS Cup. There'll be a final.
Yeah. So we don't want to stop the shows. We're just getting rolling, right?
Oh yeah. And then
so Rhode Island FC, come on, you got to keep us going.
Keep us going. Roll us into 26 for the World Cup.
Yeah, we don't want to have to shut down for the hiatus for the season. We started late, so next year we'll be starting right when everything kicks off.
Yeah,
right when everything. So
Absolutely.
Probably a couple of weeks before, and we'll probably do a show here and there as news comes out about the World Cup and stuff like that. And but we want to keep it going. So Rhode Island FC, let's go.
Absolutely.
Let's turn to some pressing news.
Mm-hmm.
Now you said that there are some players having a little bit of difficulties, and Friday, could mark the end of the SNAP benefits going out to people.
Yeah.
Tell us a little more about this.
Yeah, we don't have any. There are a couple of guys who probably have a nice job, but we don't have any wealthy people playing in our leagues for RISA. Most of the guys playing are breadwinners. They may be 40s, 50s, go to work, bring the lunchbox, we'll do a hard job, come home, try to make ends meet, feed the kids. And we are all, and without getting into politics, we all know we're in a very stressful, different type of era in our country right now, which a lot of people aren't used to, and a lot of people can't keep up on it financially.
Right.
And there is a possibility that one of the programs that our federal government has had for a long time, going back, actually, I can tell you how far it goes back. It goes back to the late 60s and early 70s.
Yep.
We call it SNAP now. It was called food stamps then. May not exist after midnight on Friday, and the people who rely on that to feed their kids may not get that benefit.
Yeah.
There's some small possibility of a miracle, like there is always on a competitive event like soccer. Maybe there's a miracle, and somebody who's trying to get rid of this program will wake up and realize that how many kids it's going to hurt in our very rich country. I know that people who watch the show, I'm not, Ron's not, we're not rich people, but you know what? Compare us to the rest of the world. Compare us to Africa. Compare us to Asia.
Mm-hmm.
We're just wealthy. We just don't know it sometimes. And, so all the blather, bitching, screaming, and sometimes anger that goes on in our country, which has got nothing to do with real life, seems like it could end up in basically taking away food out of the house of probably 15, 20 million people as of midnight on Friday. And if you're the breadwinner, it's like you're earning the bread for your kids. So a lot of kids may be going hunger after midnight on Friday. And so what I've been involved in, and Ron and I have been talking about, it is time to step up and try to do the best you can to help out somebody who doesn't have what you have. There's some good programs around. In Rhode Island, we've got Rhode Island Food Bank, which does exist. Easy to find online. But, there are all kinds of groups who are trying to help out right now. If you go to church, if you go to mosque, if you go to synagogue, I am absolutely sure that your priest, your rabbi, your imam will also be involved in trying to get money to help raise some food for some kids. And some families are just not going to have it. I've been talking to two organizations today. One who runs an incredible program in Pawtucket and Central Falls in Rhode Island called Project Goal. I was involved in helping them get themselves organized about 15, 20 years ago. And they provide after-school tutoring, soccer training, and they're now working on getting some food out to some of the families whose kids are in the program. And I also spoke to another gentleman who runs an organization in Providence, which is called Oasis International. They do a lot of work in the West African community. I called him this morning at 7:30 because we sometimes talk real early when we're really bitched out or worried about something. And we spoke, and the guy's name is Morris Lauren. And I said, Morris, my wife and I have been talking. We are scared stiff for people who are not going to have any food on midnight on Friday. He said, I've been on the phone since 7 this morning. I said, what are you doing? He said, I've called every minister, every priest, everybody, and anybody I know to see what we can do to put food baskets together, raise some money, do stuff like starting today, tomorrow, next day, whatever can be done. So if you're watching, you care about kids, you've got kids, and you know about how hard it is to support kids, get in touch with whoever it is that you know that might be able to help out. As I said, could be priest, minister, rabbi, imam, anybody.
Yeah.
Rhode Island Food Bank is a great organization, but anywhere you can do to help between now and listen, even if they reinstate this, we're coming up to Thanksgiving too, a tough time of year to put the damn turkeys on the table and everything else.
Yeah, and I'll go a step further, David. I've been a part of 1 in 52 Hunger Network for a few years now, and my buddy Steve Maciel, who has been doing so much for hunger in Rhode Island, I'm gonna reach out to him, and we're gonna get that organization on board as well. I'm due to have him on the show some point just before Thanksgiving, but I'm gonna make it a point to talk to him tomorrow to see what we can do and give him your information so that way he can talk to you and maybe work something out with you and your groups. So we're gonna work on this together,
Okay.
and we're gonna make sure these people are okay. We're gonna make sure.
And I'm going to suggest if we can get something also that I can post up on our website, we'll get it right there onto the Rhode Island Soccer website.
Absolutely, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
So make sure everybody's back next week to find out more about this, because we'll know Friday, whether or not things are going to be a disaster for some
We're not.
folks. So we're going to do what we can here, passing the word around to try to get people to help out, and it's going to be like that everywhere.
Yeah.
So if you're watching and you're, say, from, I don't know, Wyoming, it doesn't matter where you are, make sure, head down to your, food, your food bank or wherever you donate food to. Donate. Please donate, because it's going to be needed more than ever. More than ever. David, we will definitely figure this out. I know you and your connections, everybody, in the soccer world, and I'm sure people that are in RIFC are going to help, because that's what they do. They help out, the Pawtucket residents a lot,
Yep.
and everybody's going to contribute. We're gonna get everybody on board. So,
Hey, Ron, I'm going to add a quick point. I'm going to get this guy, Darius Shavatse, who runs Project Goal. He actually is a player in our Over 40 League.
there we go.
And we're going to get him. It may not be this week or next, but I want him on.
Wait, what's his last name?
Shavatse. It's hard to spell it.
Shavatse.
If you look up Project Goal, hold on a second. I can give you a sec. Give me a second. I'll tell you, because I spoke to him this morning, so I should have his contact open on my phone. Hold on. Darius. SHIRADZI.
Oh, he needs to buy some vowels.
He runs Project Goal, and is a good. And yeah, we should get him on sometime between now and end of the holidays, because he's soccer. He runs a nonprofit. He runs a tutoring and coaching organization.
Yeah, see if you can make it happen next week, David. Look, this is all, yes, we do the show on soccer, but it is people's lives at stake.
Oh yeah,
And the cold weather's coming.
No, they've done. Listen, they've gotten. So they're a nonprofit. They've gotten some good grants. Actually, at one point, FIFA actually contributed money to them, which is pretty
That's
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I'll let you know his name, and I'll put it down to give him a ring. I talked to him this morning, and to see what he can find out if there's anything particular going on between now and Friday. But I'll talk to him about getting on because he's played it. As I said, he plays in the league,
Yep.
and he's a big guy in humanity and soccer in Rhode Island.
Yeah. So I have the website up right now, and we're gonna help these people. That's for
They
sure.
they do an incredible thing. They have had over the years, actually 3 or 4 kids that I coached growing up ended up in their program. And one of them works for a scouting agency in soccer. Another one works for James Diasa, is the general treasurer of Rhode Island. I'm trying to think of these kids have all went through, eventually they put themselves through school.
Yeah.
There's one guy who's like a captain in the Air Force, and these guys just have gone through that program. And what they've done for these kids over the years is just incredible.
Yeah. It's look, people need to just see what's going on out there and do something to help.
Yes,
Look, people might not care about the politics, and I don't care about the politics either. I hate politics. I don't like any of them.
yeah,
But, when it comes to helping, people survive, I think people in general in this country band together.
yeah.
And I don't think this is going to be any different. I think it's going to happen. And people aren't gonna have to worry too much once people band together.
I agree. Hey,
So
that's what it's all about. This country, our country, together is
yeah,
stronger than anywhere else in the world.
exactly, exactly.
So,
So look, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Rooting for Rhode Island FC and rooting for these people. Hopefully that their means isn't taken away from them. For one, if it is, we're gonna make sure that they get their means some other way. You
but
know.
quickly, I think we've got one match being played on November 2nd in our league. I'll let you know more about it. And it may determine who's in first place. We got one match. It was a postponement.
Ah.
It's November. I think it's a November 2nd game. I'll let you know about it.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes.
Yeah, because I gotta find out what's going on with this Rhode Island Super Cup thing. I
Yeah.
want playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
All right. So again, I've got
All right.
152. Then let me know about 152, and I'm going to get in touch with those guys about trying to get them on the show next week. One's
Alrighty. Sounds
one's a kid who went all the way through, and the other one's the CEO.
There we go. So come back next Wednesday.
Yeah.
I can't remember what day it is today.
Yeah.
Come back next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Sounds
Wow.
good.
Man, I just had a blackout there in my brain.
Hey, I think daylight's saving. Check your clock
Yes.
system Monday night.
Dark. Everything's messed up right now.
Yep.
So join us next week. Thank you for everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Never forget, the sun never sets on soccer.
There we go. Take care,
All right.
everybody.
All right. Good night.